Welcome back to my channel. I know it has been like a really long time since I've been up here and actually done a video. I think I'm going to shoot a separate video to talk about why that is, but this video is going to be a random card pull that I have done for each of the zodiac signs as to what you guys can release during this Libra full moon, the full moon in Libra. If you started this video and you sensed a little bit of resistance, like you're not really vibing with it, I would suggest that you either not watch the video, because it's a possibility that the message that's going to come is not either timely or it's not for you, even though it's your zodiac sign. Okay, so you take these messages with a grain of salt. If it resonates with you, run with it. If it doesn't, hey, try another video. Okay, so these polls are going to be specifically about what you guys need to release to get you back into balance and into alignment. Okay, also too, since we are in Aries season, please also know that there is going to be a certain edge to, or edginess to, these messages. Again, I want to tell you guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you find my content I guess helpful, it would really mean the world to me if you either subscribed to my channel, or if you already subscribed, you can go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. One more quick thing, I want to talk about my hair. I know I typically don't come up on the internet with my hair in its semi-natural state, but I'm just feeling myself. I just want to do what I want to do, and that's the reason for me just having my hair not exactly perfect, but you know what I mean? All right, so let's hop right into the messages. So the first card that we pulled would have been for the Libra sign, okay? And the card that we got for Libra is the Three of Pentacles. All right, so Three of Pentacles, depending on the reader that's reading it, they may tell you something to the effect of it is all about sharing knowledge, being in a synergetic relationship where you are receiving information, also learning from somebody else that might be inadvertently sharing information. It's all about this exchange. It's a trifecta. It's about humbling yourself, absorbing, learning, doing better, not exactly having everything figured out, but having the desire to know better and to do better. So that's typically what people will tell you when they see the Three of Pentacles. However, me and my decks have a relationship. Each of my decks have a sort of vibe that it gives me for certain things. So traditionally speaking, yeah, you would have heard that stuff. But when I pull the Three of Pentacles from this specific deck, and if you want to know, this is the Mystic Mondays deck, this talks about a love triangle. It talks about obstacles in love. It talks about being aware that there is another party involved, either in a relationship with you, or you're the third wheel, or somebody else is the third wheel. Like you got a mean girl, and you also have a side girl, and all three parties actually being aware of each other. So that's what this typically means when I pull a Three of Pentacles card from this deck. So in the grand scheme of things, this full moon in Libra, again, it's all about love. It's all about balance. It's all about getting in touch with yourself. If you need to give more, this is a nudge to give more. If you need to take a step back and take more care of yourself, a little bit more self-love, then the full moon in Libra would be saying, hey, now is the time. So this is asking you, as you are aware, all of my Libras out there, also people who are born on a Libra cusp, Scorpio Libra cusp, not Virgo Libra cusp. This card may also apply for you, right? So it is asking you, to release the resistance related to the predicament that love triangle has created in your world. That's not going to be easy for some of you, especially if you're heavy on the Libra energy, because the obsession with love as well as with balance, and also sometimes Libras tend to need validation. They want to know they're better than somebody else. They want to know that you choose them over somebody else. They want to know they're number one, not number two. Libras tend to be very selfish when it comes down to love and the person that they're sharing that energy of love with. So the Three of Pentacles is asking you to release the constructs that you've created in your mind as it pertains to this third person, this third wheel. If the construct is, oh, the other person is better than me, or he's choosing this person because I'm not good enough, you need to release that. If the construct is, you're so stressed out because your main woman found out about your side woman and you don't know what to do and blah, 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 you need to release that. You need to let it go. You need to release the energy associated with anything that is throwing you off balance as it pertains to this trifecta. All right. I could go ahead and give many other examples of, what could be in the love triangle. It could be they just found out about each other. It could be you left your phone unlocked and he or she found the messages. Whatever it is, it's throwing you off. And you're going to be perpetuating the energy that stress or whatever the emotion is that has been constructed as a result of the trifecta. If you don't release it, you're going to be creating more of that. And the more of that you create, the more off balance you're going to be. And then you're going to go ahead and inadvertently create more stress, more drama, more heartache, more pain. All right. So another connotation for this Three of Pentacles is obstacles within that relationship, within the trifecta. And this is not a Harrison Thompson session, so I'm not going to go into the mechanics behind why you are in that trifecta, although that would be really juicy. We're not going to get into that. We're going to leave that for another time. But you have to understand what is done is done. You need to let it go in terms of the obsession about what's not working. And then you need to actually apply lessons or life lessons or the underlying blessing within that mess that you have created or you have indulged in, and apply it to your life so that you can use it as a building block. Learn from your mistakes, learn from the situations, but also too, you have to balance out. You have to balance out. You have to release the resistance. Some of us make mistakes and we like nail and tooth want to dig into it, and we want to try and find a way to change the truth. You know what I mean? Try and convince other people it ain't what it really is. And you don't realize that that energy or that resistance is actually just creating more befuddledness. It's not working to your advantage. Move past it, release it. Try not to repeat the mistake again, but also man up. Face what has happened and then let it go. Also, do your best to repair any sort of damages that you might have caused for the other parties involved that might not have been privy to knowing of the other parties prior to this, situation. You need to do your best to repair that. If you are, however, on the receiving end of, you found out your lover has someone, or you already knew your lover had somebody and it's like a baby mama drama situation or something like that, you got to let that go as well. Release the resistance to it. The dude loves you. If you didn't know, the dude loves you. Release the resistance to it and then get on the vibration of self-love, self-care, and just hype yourself up. Move into a space that is more positive as opposed to a space of regret or a space of resistance and stress. That's not the energy for you. That is not working for you. So Three of Pentacles in this Libra full moon. Libra, this is the message for you. Elevate and balance out. Alrighty, To my lovely Scorpio people out there, whoop whoop. Your girl here is, my chart is heavy on the Scorpio energy, and I'm born on a Scorpio cusp, okay? So I'm very much in love with Scorpio. Now, so the card that we got for those of you that are Scorpios, and this could also be Scorpio born on a Libra Scorpio cusp as well. This might apply to you, as in you're Libra, but also a little bit Scorpio, okay? So the card that we got for you guys is the World card. Let's see if I could get that in frame. There you go. So it's the World card. Now, the World card is typically a card about cycles, beginnings, endings. Also too, sometimes a card about things being predestined, about sometimes us finding ourselves in positions that are really, really good. We feel worthy. We feel like we've achieved something. The World card is just a very all-around nice feeling sort of card, especially for those of you that are of the Scorpio energy, like full Scorpio. Those of you that tend to take your L's in private, even take your W's in private, your wins in private, your L's, your losses in private. So it talks about being on this treadmill, so to speak, of really putting in a grind, really, really doing what you need to do, putting in the effort, and then arriving at a place of achievement. So what does this full moon in Libra want for you, the Scorpio, to release? This is asking you to release your resistance to that success and achievement. All right, so you might be dealing with imposter syndrome. You might be dealing with disbelief. You might be also stuck in a sort of system where all you know is struggle, or all you know is hustle, or all you know is really, really hard work. All you know is the energy of, I've got to give 100. I've got to go full 100. That now that you've arrived at a place of, okay, here goes those successes, or you're right on the cusp of some new change in energy in a very positive light, you're just like, what's that? I don't recognize this. I don't know how to process being in the energy of the thing I've fought so hard for so long to actually get. So the world is asking you to embrace your successes. You don't have to let everybody know you getting up on that W or you are about to win, but don't resist it. Don't create obstacles in your own vortex in the grand scheme of energies, as in good things coming to you, simply because you've been on the hustle and on the grind for so long that you simply don't know how to be in that energy. So, you know, this Libra full moon is saying, let go of the resistance, embrace your successes, achievements, whatever it is, wherever you are, and actually give yourself a pat on the back for once. Literally, let go. It's okay. Take the guard down for a second, crip walk across your bedroom floor or something. Have a little bit of appreciation for the fact that you are where you are supposed to be. You've done the work, you've put in the effort, and now you're about to just embrace your success. This card is also slightly going to be talking about worthiness, this resistance to feeling or believing that you are truly worthy. And that also falls in line with some of us suffering from imposter syndrome. Again, this is not going to be a Harrison Thompson session. And if you don't know who Harrison Thompson is, he is a local psychiatrist or psychologist. Forgive me, I don't know the correct term. But he specializes in relationship management here in the Bahamas. Highly recommended. So yeah, we're not going to go into imposter syndrome, but you can take some time, go on Google and look it up. But basically the World card is saying to you, you know what, get out of your own way. Why aren't you hugging up on yourself? Why aren't you clapping for yourself? Why aren't you happy for yourself? Don't create resistance. Embrace where you are. That is the message for you, my Scorpio lovelies. And so for our next sign, which is Sagittarius, We ended up pulling the Devil card for you. So the Devil card has tons of connotations, and a lot of people fear the Devil card, but I think the Devil card is a very raw and revealing sort of card. It is a card that doesn't pussyfoot, and in all honesty, not much to fear, because it shows you some things about yourself that you might not be acknowledging. So in that exposure, it gives you an opportunity to actually move past some stuff if you can face it and make a choice or make a decision to let it go. So when I get this particular Devil card, I always associate it with things that's going on in the head of a person. So because of that, and because it's this specific deck, I'm not going to talk about like maybe the sexual addictions and all that other good stuff. We're going to focus on the shit that's, excuse me, disclaimer, sometimes I cuss, okay? But I don't mean anything by it, all right? This is going to talk about the things that's going on in your head. Okay, so Sagittarius, I am so sorry life is fucked up. Okay, I'm super sorry that you missed one or two marks along this journey that was in place to kind of save you from dealing with the frustrations that you have going on in your life right now. All right. You need to acknowledge that you have certain habits that are mental that keeps perpetuating a certain cycle in your world. Let's say, for example, you don't have a job, okay? Or let's say, for example, you don't like working for people, but you need money. Unfortunately, we live in capitalist societies, and money makes the world go round. It doesn't matter if you have a good heart or you're a good person, although those are benefits and qualities that people would praise. We need money to exist in these societies that we are in. So a couple of things, Sagittarius. Your mind is your biggest roadblock. I actually want to throw hands at some of y'all, because what I'm sensing, the issues y'all having specifically right now, and it's throwing hands out of love, by the way, not to be mean to you. It's like, you don't even want to shake somebody and say, wake the fuck up. The issues that some of you are having literally could have been circumvented and avoided if you would get the hell up out of your head. And it's so funny because this is something that I would typically associate with Pisces. No offense to all my Pisces out there, but you guys live in y'all brains, y'all live in y'all head. But apparently you guys, the Sagittariuses, you guys are dealing with the consequences and or the results of, and I want to use nice words, of being lazy from a mental perspective. And also from a spiritual and intuitive perspective. For example, let's say you would have gotten opportunities to do something, right? Something that would have been to your benefit. And because you didn't think you could do it, or you were afraid, or you just didn't want the stress and the drama, you turned the opportunity down. But yet and still, y'all sitting up talking to God, or your ancestors, or whoever y'all deal with, and you're asking like, why is my life like this? Why am I experiencing these things? Please take a look at yourself. It's your own doing. You're creating the energy you are so desperately wishing to escape. So again, the Devil card and this specific card, when I get it from this deck, I always associate it with a person being trapped in their mind, but also too trapped in systems. And there's a word I'm looking for, but laziness is the closest I can get to it. You're being lazy, but it isn't laziness as in, oh, I don't want to move out of my bed today. It's laziness in the sense that there are areas that you need to heal from, but you are not making any effort towards healing those parts of you so that you can escape the mental anguish and the cycles you continuously put yourself in. So my beautiful Sagittarius, my archers, what is it that Libra in full moon is asking you to release? I think it's saying that you need to release your destructive patterns, and those patterns originate in your mind. I think it's asking you to release yourself from the cages you have built. You also need to grow a pair. You need to grow some balls. You need to be a bit more courageous. You need to stop sitting in spaces that no longer serve you. It's soggy, damp, rank, moist, disgusting, growing mold. That space you're sitting in and continuously thinking that it's going to take you through this entire life is no longer serving you. You need to let that go. You need to let it go. The reason why I'm feeling so aggressive with this, let me just say this to you guys that this resonates with. If you don't make a fucking choice very soon, your situation is going to go from bearable to hellhole unbearable in short order, because you are sitting behind the hamster wheel that's creating the energy that you hate or that you're not happy with, but you're not doing anything to stop it, and you're building this big, huge, energetic mountain, and then it's going to erupt into, when I say what I'm feeling, I need to be a little bit forceful with this message for you guys. Please face yourself, do the shadow work, go and seek help, do therapy, buy self-help books, but action is needed. You need to change what you're doing, because what you're doing about to put you in a situation you are not going to be easily pulled from. There's like a time and season for everything. So you are a prisoner of your mind, but you're slack and you're lazy. You're motherfucking lazy. You are. You're lazy because your guardian angels, your ancestors, your guides, they have been working with you. They have been speaking to you. They have been sending you messages. And because you don't really trust your intuition, you have actually like, okay, whatever. You've not even given it the credit it deserves. And they are working feverishly to protect you from something that is not good for you, and something that's going to put you so far back and throw you off so much. But you're not doing anything. You're not doing your part. So to my Sagittarius people, I'm going to say it one more time. Please, action. You need to do some stuff, and you need to stick with it. You can't be doing something for like 2 weeks, a day, 3 days, and expect to see change when for the last, decade or 2 decades or 3 decades, you've been living a certain way, and it's not been something that is positive or for your betterment. So get up on the action. This Libra and full moon is saying, if you really want to see change in your world, and you really do want to see a higher degree of love and satisfaction, please take check, stock check yourself. And the things that you're doing that ain't working, and your ass know what it is, because I sense it strong. You know what it is. You need to let it go. You need to release that. So that is the message for you guys under the Sagittarius sign. Sorry for being so roughy, but intuitively what I'm sensing, y'all gotta act now. Like now. Do not wait. Don't wait. It's not gonna get any better. And anyway, I don't wanna, but you need to act now. Okay, so now we bouncing up onto the Capricorn. How my Caps out there doing? And I find it extremely fitting that the card that we got is the Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is a focused, ambitious, driven, is this gonna make me money? Sort of energy or embodiment. The Knight of Swords is, to me, I think it's like the perfect card to describe a Capricorn. All right, so people who are about their goals, people who are about making their money, or people who are about whatever it is that you are like fixated on, whether that's money, a house, your love life, your kids. Capricorns tend to be very, very attached to the idea of accomplishing whatever goal they set out to accomplish. So how does this Libra in full moon ask you as the very ambitious Capricorn to release, or what is it asking you to release? It's asking you to release the idealisticness surrounding the way Capricorns see goals. And because you guys are so driven, it's like, I'm gonna get this done. I'm gonna get it done regardless. It's asking you to balance your ass out. It's saying to you, yeah, you want to do all that stuff and you have the ambition and the drive to do it. But are you being realistic? Are you actually taking stock and making sure that you understand that every action has a reaction? In other words, let's say you're working 22-hour shifts in a day. I know that's extreme, but there are some people out here doing what they got to do to get their bills paid. Let's say you're working 13-hour days, 6 days a week or 7 days a week. What do you think is going to happen in 4 months, in 3 months? You're going to break down. You are going to overwork yourself. So the Libra full moon is asking you, the Knight of Swords, Capricorn, etc., to be realistic, to actually count the steps and then count the reactions that's in those steps, or seed time, harvest time. It's asking you to look at the full picture. It's asking you to know your limitations. It's asking you not just to be completely obsessed with obtaining your goals, that you miss that life still needs to be balanced. Don't run your body in the ground, basically, is what I'm saying. Don't be so obsessed with your goals that you actually miss a little key factor in all of this. You're only one person, you have one body, and the same way you hustle and grind for those goals, you also need to amp up your self-love and make sure you're taking care of your mind, body, and soul. So this Libra and full moon is praising you. It's saying, you know, good job, you are amazing. Yeah, man, you boss, you bomb. But please understand, know your limits. Everything has a limit. Don't fool yourself into thinking just because you want something so bad, you're going to go to the ends of the earth to get it and there not be consequences to that. So this Libra and full moon is saying to you, release your idealisticness, be a little bit more realistic, actually count and measure, know your limits, and also take a break every now and again, a bubble bath. If you're working hard, yes, I know we're in the middle of a pandemic. I understand that you still need to be balanced, because if your body is not working, if your body can't handle the stress, if your body starts to break down, doesn't matter how much your mind wants you to say go out there and go after your goals, you physically will not be able to. So this is asking you to balance out. Balance out, but balance out in the sense of stop being, I don't know, tunnel visioned. That works sometimes. But specifically right now for you guys, it'll also be to your benefit to actually look at the full picture. You will meet obstacles along the way. No matter what you do, it doesn't matter how much you want things to be perfect, you will meet obstacles along the way. And you also have to be, if you really want to succeed, you also have to be ready for those obstacles. Okay? So that's going to end my message for you Capricorns. That one was quick and easy and to the point, and I know that's going to resonate with a lot of you, okay? Alrighty, so for the Aquarius, this is the card that we got for you guys, and it is the Magician. The Magician card is typically a card that talks about creativity or your skill set. It talks about what you have at your fingertips, using those things to create new things. It talks about resourcefulness. It's a card of something that is truly magical, a card of alchemy, even if you want to. So what does the Magician card mean for you Aquariuses under this Libra full moon? What is this card asking you guys to release or let go of? And I think that the Magician card is actually telling you to take stock of your skill sets during the season of the pandemic, where a lot of us are out of work. I think this card is asking you to release the limitations you have put on yourself by being a little bit ungrateful. Now, let me say that a little differently. So for some of us, we have had skills and talents and certain things about us that could actually help us in this season, whether that's to generate money or to get a job. I think some of us have been with ourselves, so to speak, for so long that we no longer hype it. We no longer give it the hype it deserves. We no longer look at it and say, oh yeah, well no, I can bake pastries really good. But yet you probably sitting there saying, you know what, I need a job, I need this, I'm struggling with that. And the Magician card is saying to you, use what you have. Don't be so ungrateful. There are people out there who don't even have half the skills that you have, and they're like, shit, I know how to count, so I could go be a cashier, and that's going to pay my bills until the economy opens up and things get better. So the Magician card asks you to pull yourself out of this mindset where you've already gotten so used and accustomed to the things about you that could be considered resources in this season. And it's asking you to actually tap into that. It's asking you to apply yourself, use what you have at your fingertips, and create what it is that you need. So maybe we can look at this in a different way. Let's say it's not related to career or money or a job or anything like that. What about love? Are you like looking for love or in a relationship and you're not necessarily feeling satisfied? It would still say to you to look at what you have going for you. Look at what the relationship is actually offering you. Look at the good, hype that up, apply more pressure, especially in that area, and use that as fuel. Don't take for granted that, again, there are people out there that want what you have. And if they had it, they would be doing more with what you got than what you even doing with it right now. So I think the Magician card is just saying to you, release perhaps, ingratitude, release whatever it is when we get so used to ourselves, whatever it is when we no longer see the beauty that lies in us or the talents and the skills that lie in us. And I think the Magician card is saying you don't have to look outside. You don't have to continuously seek, whether that's validation or seeking more. Oh, I need to go back to school to get this, and then I'm going to be worthy for that. Release all of that. Use what you have. Create what you want using what you have, and more is going to come to you. So release ingratitude, release resistance to your own superpowers, because I love the Magician card. When I see the Magician card, I know that that's a card of somebody who has infinite possibilities and potential, simply because that's like that alchemist to me. They're like an alchemist. They can make gold out of dust if they would apply themselves, if they would actually count their skills. So that's what I think the Libra full moon is asking for you Aquarius sign persons to do. Again, take stock, look around, use your logic, use your intellect, look at what you have access to, and actually use that to create whatever it is you need to manifest in your world. Whether that's a job, whether that's more money, whether that is more psychic powers, maybe you want to be a tarot reader. Use what you have and build on that, and it's actually going to work out for you. So let me just tap into this card a little bit more. There is something else going on with my Aquarius people. Yeah, I sense something else going on with the Aquarius people. There is like this surge of energy. It's almost like a level of confidence that is going on with the Aquarius people. Maybe there's been a shift in your personality recently. Maybe you have become more of a confident person, but also more of a person that's slow to share what's going on in your world. Maybe you've actually seen, how sometimes we go through things in life and it makes us recognize who is real and who is not good for us or who is fake. So there has been a shift in your energy is what I'm sensing. And I know this isn't what we signed up for when we were talking about this, but it's turned into something else. So I'm sensing more of a gangsta, boss, business type energy on the Aquarius sign right now. I don't 100% know what that's about, but I find it extremely interesting. So you are embodying a different spirit altogether than you normally would have. And I think that's really good. So Aquarius people, that's another extra for you. You are going to be successful in whatever it is that you are pursuing, especially for the period, because you're not going to be in that particular energy forever. I'm thinking in the next 6 months, it's going to have balanced out or phased off. But I definitely sense a different sort of energy on you, you Aquarius folks. If this has resonated with anybody, you know, definitely either shoot me a message or leave it in the comments below, because I found that part or that aspect of my reading just now very interesting. So yeah, I see you being protective of what you are creating. I see you not talking your business too much, but I see you, there's this, like I say, you're very confident. It's like been a surge of confidence for the Aquarius, and I find that rather incredible. So yeah, my interest is super peaked right now. I'm loving that. And for the next card, we ended up pulling the Tower card, and this is for my Pisces babies out there. Oh Lord. Okay, so the Tower card is a card of destruction that is unavoidable, a falling apart, a breaking up, a destroying of a foundation that was something very pivotal for you, like something you used or depended on for a very long time, and then that old system being destroyed, and inevitably something new has to come out, because once something is destroyed, the laws of the universe indicates that something new comes out of it. So destruction is never without a rebirth of some sort. So what I'm feeling for my Pisces babies, you guys need to like get out of your head. You need to stop resisting destruction in your world. I feel as though you guys do a lot to avoid things going left or things ending up in a situation where it's like, oh, that's painful. I don't want to be in pain. You need to release the idea that life is supposed to be always on the upswing, in terms of when it goes up, it never has like the access to switch to go back down. You need to get out of this frame of mind where you truly believe that destruction or sadness or uncomfortableness in life can be avoided. The very idea that one can resist or escape pain, heartache, or destruction is the very thing that causes you to manifest pain, heartache, and destruction. It is unavoidable. You will never ever be without it. It is the balancer for life. Without something negative, we hardly would recognize what is positive. Without there being balance, and I guess maybe because this is the Libra full moon and Libra sign being about balance as well, this message of balance is coming out very often. So end the fear that you have with things going bad. End that fear that you have with confrontation, or like I said earlier, destruction or pain or things going south and sour. Embrace life as a whole. It is a journey. There will be ups and downs, and sometimes we're on a merry-go-round. But you must understand that, again, that pain, that sadness, that destruction, all of it is a part of the journey of life. Release it, because living in that constant vibration of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I don't want this to happen, oh my God, you're actually slowing yourself down from having a life that is truly fulfilling. When it is in the upswing, dip it low, pick it up slow, dance, throw it back, do whatever you want to do. Enjoy when it is in the upswing. When life is not in the upswing and things are not going the way you want it to go, ground yourself. You're not gonna die. It's not over. It's okay. It's okay. You need to get into a space of understanding that that is the fullness of life. Good times, bad times, sunrise, sunset, moonrise, like all of it is a part of the journey and the package that we know and call life. You're robbing yourself of living life to its fullest simply because you try or want to avoid pain. So the Libra in full moon is asking my Pisces babies to accept that you will have tower moments every now and again. The destruction really isn't coming to rob your soul from its body. It's not coming to take you out like for good. It's literally allowing you to rebirth and mature and reach new heights. Especially so because you hold on so tightly to the constructs in your mind, the universes that you Pisces people tend to create. You're creating, again, this tower energy. Because if you hold on so tightly to that, oh, this is the world I've created, you definitely gonna need a tower moment to knock that shit down. It's no longer serving you. It's time to move on. So that's what I think is for you Pisces people. All right, so next up we have Aries. The card that we got for our Aries babies out here is the Nine of Swords. And I find this very interesting. So the Nine of Swords is a card about hitting rock bottom. It is a card about sometimes feeling pressure from your mind, as in maybe you're not in physical pain, but you might be in mental anguish. You might be in depression. You might have anxiety, or you might have, what's the other word besides anxiety? Sometimes we have panic attacks. So it talks about being in a state of mental anguish, as in we're dealing with some stuff from a mental perspective, and the pressure is just a whole lot. And so we do this thing sometimes when we're having our Nine of Swords moment, and we kind of feel like, okay, all is lost and I can't escape this and I want to give up. But my Aries babies, even if you guys want to give up, that y'all are not gonna give up. That, like, I don't know if y'all even capable of giving up completely, that is. So I feel like the Libra full moon is asking the Aries energy, or those of you that are born under the Aries sign, to know and understand that, similar to the Tower card, when something has ended or when something has arrived at a place where it feels like you can no longer go on and the pressure is severe, there's an upswing. There is a change. So this Nine of Swords typically comes with a bearer of good news. The worst of it is over. So expect that. I think it wants you to release whatever you've been stewing in for the last several months, especially if it's been mental anguish, or if it's been something that you've struggled with from a mental perspective, not so much physical ailments. And it's letting you know that the worst of it is over. And it's okay. Step into the embodiment of your fiery energy as an Aries, and it's fine. I almost want to tell you, just flick it, do whatever you want to do, and just live life. That season or that session in time is passing you. The worst of it is over, and you can look forward to better days. That's what I think the Libra full moon is asking of the Aries energy. And let me tap into the card, see if there's anything else. Please do not damper your shine. Do not play yourself down. Do not downplay yourself. That's what I sensed when I touched this card. If you are of the Aries energy and for whatever reason you've not been being your full 100 self, whether it's to fit in, whether it's to not ruffle the feathers of your employers or supervisors or people at your workplace, whether it is for whatever reason, don't damper your shine. Don't smother your light. Show up in the full embodiment of the Aries energy. Be who you are. wear that shit with pride. That's who you are. Life is but a breath. And for us to be out here just smothering ourselves, smothering our shine or our light just so that we could get by in peace, that don't make no sense. So I'm going to need you, my Aries people, to step out of whatever it is, especially if it's been a heavy mental energy that's not been working for you, and blossom, flourish, shine, be who you are. Wear that shit, live your truth, do you. Do it, and do it with happiness, and do it without fear of consequence. So that's what I think the full moon in Libra is saying specifically for my Aries people. I hope this resonates with at least one or two of you, but that's what I'm sensing for my Aries people. All right, so next up we have the Taurus, and the card that we got for that is the King of Cups. So the King of Cups is a card all about the mastery of emotions. Getting to a place where you have learned some lessons in life, you've experienced some things, and it's actually done good for you, in the sense to say that you've grown up from the emotional intelligence perspective. So I feel like this one is going to be pretty straightforward, not super long. I think the King of Cups is asking for my Taurus people to actually get to a place where they do have a bit more emotional maturity. Let go of the childishness in terms of, oh, I do things this way. This is just who I am. I've done it this way in terms of the emotions, or how you've dealt with things, how you've processed your emotions. You know, I've done it this way forever. King of Cups is saying to you, hey, yeah, you have done it, and that system might have served you in the past, but now you're on to a new age. You're not as young as you used to be. You're not where you used to be before. And with age comes maturity. And it's asking you to be a bit more emotionally mature. There are so many areas that this emotional maturity thing can go into. It really could be very deep. But the King of Cups, yeah, pretty much is saying to you, release your old habits. Those old habits, those old ways of doing things, seeing things, love and relationships especially, are no longer serving you. And in fact, the reason why he's showing up now is because they also did not serve you in the past. It did not work to your betterment in the past. That's why you ended up, especially in the domain of relationships. I don't know why that keeps coming to me. It didn't serve you, and it wasn't working for you. The system of your emotions, or how you relate to love and relationships and your emotions in that whole mix, it never was working for you. And the King of Cups is now saying to you, take a step back. You have learned some lessons. Like I can sense that. You've learned some lessons. You've gained maturity. It's asking you to take stock of that and to apply that and grow in that, stew in that. Let that be your area, or let that be the area that you focus on and make a resolution to continue on growing and becoming better in as you move forward in your life. So celebrate this little win, all of my Tauruses. You would have recently gotten messages on lessons of maturity as it pertains to your emotions. So I feel like that's what the King of Cups represents. And I feel like the Libra's full moon is saying to you to, release your old patterns, your old emotional patterns, the old habits or frame of mind surrounding certain things. Release that and make an embodiment of the King of Cups himself. Make a resolution to be a bit more emotionally mature or more emotionally intelligent. And that's going to serve you very well going forward. Okay, so that's going to end my Taurus people. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so next up we have the lovely Gemini. But the card that we got for the Gemini sign today is the Nine of Cups. And this is very interesting because the dynamics of the Nine of Cups is pretty much, it is the wish card. It is the card that talks about receiving pleasure, all your dreams coming true. You're being pampered. Everything you could need, want, ever dream of, wish for, all of that shit coming to pass. So in that kind of breath, we're seeing what could be What could the Libra full moon be asking the Gemini to release or let go of in the face of getting actually the wish card? So what I believe this card means is the Gemini people out here. First of all, I love you guys so much. I love you guys to bits and pieces. But I think this card is actually saying your life is probably in shambles. And for some of you, it might not entirely be shambles, but it's definitely not the place you would want it to be. And as a result of that, you're kind of feeling like your dreams and your goals are currently out of reach. Okay? So I feel like the Libra in full moon is wanting to remind you that you actually still have pretty good fortune left in store for you for this year. If you are in a position where you have had a lack of success or a loss of job, or maybe you're having self-esteem issues, basically the opposite of anything that would have been amazing or good or great in your life, I think the Libra full moon is wanting to remind you that that's going to change, and that's going to change in short order. Or it could be saying to you, like, don't hold on to the pessimism, don't hold on to the negativity, like it's short-lived. That is a fact. It's not going to be something that stays with you for the rest of this year. This energy very soon is going to return back to the good vibes or the good luck that you had flowing in your life, or good energy you had flowing in your life prior to whatever events that has caused you to not feel like you're having good luck. And you're going to find yourself right back into this space of having the wish card. Pleasurable sex, achieving goals, getting your new car, buying a house if that's what you wanted, finally getting pregnant, whatever it is that you might have been on the tangent of doing before perhaps the start of this pandemic, or whatever it is, this card is coming to show you that you in fact will return back to that. So let go of the pessimism and the negativity and the sadness and the depression. Switch up your vibration, start hitting on the gratitude. You're going to find yourself right back into a good place in short order. That's what I think the Libra in full moon is saying, specifically for my Gemini babies. Yeah, don't live in the sorrow. Let it go. Let it go, because you're not going to be in that energy forever. So I would say jump for joy a little, find a little bit of happiness, release a little bit of that tension, and know and understand that a change is coming in short order. And I can sense it. You guys, some of you will hit me up and let me know, hey, yeah, my life did switch. I did get my job back, or me and my guy did get back together, or I found somebody new, or whatever it is. But I know the energy is going to switch for you guys back to the way it was before, which again tells me that you guys were on a very good tangent not too long ago. Things were actually really working for you. And so this is, this Nine of Cups is going to be coming back for you. That's what I think the Libra in full moon is saying. So you can let go of the pessimism and the sadness and the depression. You're not going to be in that space for much longer. All right, so for my Cancers, the card that we ended up getting is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is a bearer of good news. Anytime the Knight of Cups shows up, we know that he is coming with some sort of either proposal, some romantic gesture from a lover, good news, some negotiation in your favor. So the Knight of Cups is a good card to get, especially for Cancerians, because you guys are very much in tune with your emotions, okay? So I love this. I feel as though instead of releasing something, I think the full moon in Libra is talking about looking forward to getting some good results for goals that you guys have set. You've done the work, you've set the tone, you've made your voice heard, as in you've said what it is you expect, what it is that you want. And even though there has been some struggle, and we know that because there is a mountain in the background on this card, we know that you have faced some obstacles recently, some setbacks. The Knight of Cups is coming to tell you whatever it is you are trying to attract, trying to manifest, whatever it is you're going after, you can expect good news about that. When that thing does come, though, you're gonna have to accept it. Don't create resistance. Don't offer resistance to your vortex, as in the energetic field that either allows things in for you to manifest or allows things out for you to manifest. Don't offer that vortex resistance. Accept it, relish in it, love it. You've earned it. You also actually kind of deserve it. Another thing I'm sensing from this Knight of Cups is you guys are longing for romance, longing for tenderness, longing for the right sort of touch from your partners or from people, you know, whether you're in a relationship or not. So perhaps your meter, because again, Cancerians tend to be, I relate them oftentimes very closely to Libras, in that they in their feelings, but in a good way. They're in their feelings. And so I feel as though maybe perhaps there has been a deficit, especially in the area of romance, not necessarily sex, but intimacy and romance for my Cancer people. If that is the case, please position yourself in a place where you can actually get that. And I know that might be easier said than done for some of you. But be intentional. Set the intention to receive affection and love, and just the TLC that you actually need to keep you going on this path and on this journey. Also, my Cancers, I'm getting some more downloads for you guys. All right. Don't confuse orgasms with intimacy and affection and appreciation and adoration. They're not the same thing. So if you've been feeling a bit off lately in terms of you're getting sex, you're having sex, but you're not necessarily feeling fulfilled within that, is because your ass ain't getting intimacy. You're neglecting an aspect of the core of your personality. And I use the word personality very loosely because we know zodiacs don't necessarily define personality. We still have aspects of nature versus nurture. But there is an aspect of embodiment of the Cancer sign, which tends to be very absorbent and tends to need, in the same way that you give, replenishing. But it ain't always a replenishment of sexual energy. And I think perhaps you guys are overlapping that. And I think perhaps you guys are sitting in this space where you're confusing intimacy with sexual gratification. Yes, you can get them together, but they're still two separate things. So I need you to balance yourself out. Stop taking on lovers that only know how to appease to your sexual side. You very much need the sort of energy in your world where you are also taken care of, because you out here are taking care of others. You need to have people in your life that offers you also gentleness and love and affection and kindness and babying. Like, you need to have somebody in your world that actually balances you out, and it's not just all about the quickness of sexual energy sometimes. So we get quick gratification from that, but it might not be lasting because your tank isn't exactly full. It's full with sexual energy and perhaps sexual gratification, but it's empty as it pertains to the intimacy and the gentleness and the lovingness that your sign, especially in the season we're in right now, needs. So can I get you guys to actually work on that? Work on feeding both sides of that water and absorbent energy. Work on feeding, yes, you know, the other sexual, ooh, nice side, but also the cuddles, the babe, let me draw you a bath. Work on that. Choose lovers that can offer you not just great sex, but also they can take care of your emotions and take care of the aspects or the side of you that tends to get neglected because you are such a giver, such a lover, such a nurturer, so loyal, and you ride so hard. You don't even stop to think about yourself sometimes. And that's why it's super important for you to match up with people that will stop and think about you. Very important for my Cancer people. So again, this Libra full moon, I don't feel like it's asking you to release anything specifically, but maybe so when the good messages come, or when the proposals come, or when the romantic gestures come, just take that all in, absorb that, embody that, be in your natural element. Again, King of Cups, and sorry, Knight of Cups, and with you being a Cancer water sign, I really do believe that the Knight of Cups is saying good news is on the way, and when it comes, just take it all in and enjoy it. Find balance. Current theme. Okay, so we're gonna hop on to the next one. Okay, so my Leo babies. Interesting. The card that we got for my Leo people is the Hanged Woman. This is also known as the Hanged Man in the traditional depiction of the tarot cards. And the Hanged Woman or Hanged Man card is pretty much a card where a person feels as though they are stuck in a situation. You have dreams, goals, and aspirations. You thought you were doing the right thing. You've been trying to time things and, you know, make sure that the direction your life is heading in is the direction that you want to end up in eventually. But you're kind of feeling like you're stuck in mud or stuck in quicksand. So typically we can see this card as somebody that might feel a little bit depressed, a little bit sad, maybe a little bit stressed out, feeling limited, as though you can't move forward despite wanting to move forward, feelings of being trapped. That's the general connotation for the Hanged Woman. So, okay guys, yes, to my Leo people, some stuff has happened. We're in a pandemic. Most of our governments, no matter which country you're in, most of us, the government is restricting us and doing things that we at large do not agree with. But I need you to get your head back in the game. You might feel stuck. Please let the perspective go. You have to let the perspective go that you are stuck and that you are not on the right course. Understand that, again, everything, it starts from a point of our mind, and that mind will create more if we continue to vibrate on that frequency. So you might feel trapped. You need to take a step back, let go for a second, forgive yourself, stop being so hard on yourself. You're not perfect. I know a lot of Leos have the energy of, I mean, yeah, y'all territorial and whatnot, but a lot of y'all have this energy of like, y'all just got it all figured out, and the rest of us signs have to kind of catch up because, yes. And then what happens when life doesn't offer you the results that you feel as though you should get because you've had this energy of, you know, togetherness and I got this figured out going on. When you don't get those results, you're like, you're thrown off your tangent. You're like, okay, wait a minute, what? I know I was right. Why isn't things working out the way that I want it to work out? Or why am I having this feeling of uncertainty and a lack of direction and feeling stuck? So I feel like the Libra in full moon is asking you to give yourself a break. Oh my God, you really do work hard. You really have been focused. You really have been dedicated. But there is a grand scheme of things that are bigger than you. I know, contrary to popular belief, the world really does not revolve around you as a Leo, okay? You have to understand that certain things are set in motion, certain things are astrological, certain things are happening, and you are being caught up in the fray of those things. it really, in this instance, has nothing to do with the choices you have made in terms of the way you might be being hard on yourself right now. Let it go. You need to take a dip in the ocean. You need to soak in a bubble bath. You need to cook yourself a nice, healthy, but fulfilling meal. You need to love upon yourself, but also forgive yourself. Like this energy of, I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I didn't get it done. I'm damned. You need to let that stuff, you need to let it go. Be okay with not being where you want to be in the moment, because like I said, contrary to popular belief, the world really does not revolve around you, and some of the things that are happening is happening outside of you, and you are just being caught in the fray of those global events. Count your blessings, count your skills, count your small victories, your big victories, whatever you want to do, but you really need to take a step back, look at your situation, switch up your perspective on that situation, and be kinder to you. So yeah, with my Leo crew, I know you guys are typically focused. I know you guys are typically the ones to not lose stride when the rest of us are fumbling in the dance called life. Most Leos tend to have their shit together. Even when their shit ain't together, they're like, no, this shit is about to get together. And I think the fact that we're going through something like this pandemic, or just the implications of what has shifted so much, the restrictions, the things not being in schedule and in step to your normalcy, I think that is adding to the pressure of feeling confined and stuck. And I feel like the full moon in Libra is saying to you that you're not stuck. It's all about your perspective. I know you feel this way. Have a little bit of patience. The tides will change again. It's not going to be this way forever. But use this energy and use this time to seriously just be gentler to yourself. Love up on yourself at this current point in time. When you do that, the energy of feeling less stressed is going to work more for you, because there is nothing that you can do to change what is going on in the world and even in your world right now. The only thing you can do is adjust the way you are feeling and seeing the situation. If things are, you're just getting by, just relax. Stop trying to control it all. The situation is going to work out. It's not as bad as you think it is. Let it flow. Let go. It's going to get better. And I think that's what the Libra full moon is saying to you guys. Again, let go of the need to control. Be gentler to yourself and just wait for things to lighten up a little bit. But use this time to just float instead of actually swimming for a second. Because you guys, you Leos, between you and Capricorns, and sometimes Aries, but specifically you and Capricorns, y'all don't miss a beat. Y'all don't miss a beat. But specifically you Leos, you have the perception within yourselves that you actually are in control. Not really. But the hanged man, the hanged woman is saying, for this season, go with the flow, adjust and let things be. The course of action that will unfold, especially from releasing the need to control things, will actually work to your betterment and to your benefit. So that's what I think that the full moon in Libra is saying for you Leos. And we're going to move on to the last one right now. Shout out to my Virgo people. The card that we got for you is the Three of Cups. And I think this one is also going to be pretty short and very sweet, straight to the point. Three of Cups usually represent things like engagements, reunions, gatherings, celebrations, working together with like-minded people. And I feel like the Three of Cups for you is kind of telling you to get back into a headspace where you are networking once again. Do not forsake your team, your tribe. You know how they say your vibe will attract your tribe? I feel like the Three of Cups is a reminder to you guys that are under the Virgo sign. If you have not been the type to actually pursue things where you are vibing with people who have a similar mindset as you, it's asking you to do that right now. You need to get into that space because it's going to be very beneficial for this walk, this season of your life. The fact that it's a Cups card, Cups tend to deal with things on the emotional front, matters of the heart. Perhaps my Virgo people have not necessarily been their most confident self. Maybe you feel like things are a little bit aloof, or you don't necessarily have the grounding that you've had at one point in time in your life. And for some of you, I think you've always sort of struggled with your self-esteem and or your confidence in doing things. The Three of Cups is a flag to let you know that there is strength in numbers. There is wisdom in numbers. Of course, you need to choose the people wisely. But once you've found these people, you have to lean into what having that sort of, what do you call that? Union within the realm of friendship. I wouldn't so much see this as sexual relationship or that sort of energy. I think it's telling you to like find your tribe and use the benefits of having like-minded people in your circle to help keep you on the rise. So for Virgo, stop being selfish. Stop being afraid. Stop being quiet, as in you have thoughts, you want to say things, but maybe you fear being judged. And as a result, you probably kind of just suppress yourself. You don't necessarily vibe or gel or open up in the way that you should for this season in your life. So I feel like some of us, we meet people to help enhance our lives. Some of us, we meet people to break stuff down, to help them grow. Some of us come as nurturing or nutrition for the lives of others, and vice versa. Virgo, if you never reveal who you are from a vulnerable standpoint, if you're always like, I just want to not so much be in the limelight, I have these feelings and these thoughts. If you kind of like temper yourself down and you're not necessarily connecting from your truth, if you are doing the thing that Libras do where you morph into whatever energy you are surrounding or being surrounded by for whatever reason, if you're doing that, it's a disservice to you. You need and would do really well if you found your tribe. If you need your tribe. If you walked in the embodiment of who and what you were, more of that will come to you. The confidence will grow, the esteem will grow, the joys of life will grow. For me, I really do think you are missing an aspect of either sisterhood or tribehood, or when you have like your people. It's not necessarily saying you see these people every day, you guys go out every weekend. No, but that authentic, yeah, that's my boy, or that's my homegirl, or we get each other. I get her, she gets me. I think for you guys, there is an absence of that solidarity, of that unity, of that tribedom in your world. And I think that the Three of Cups is just kind of nudging you in the direction to release the restrictions you put on yourself. Release the fear. It's not always easy to be real and to be authentic, but it's always worth it. Sometimes people are not gonna like you, but the ones that do, ain't God good? You weren't put here to be with and for everyone. You were put here for a purpose, and that purpose can only be made perfect when you step into your truth. When you stop being a shadow of your true self and you get more into the vibration of authenticity. Expect more authentic people that love you to show up. So it's okay for you to be cautious around people that you don't necessarily 100% know and you want to feel them out first. but you also need to be active in forming or seeking out some sort of tribedom, so to speak. It's going to be very beneficial for you. As I think that the Libra in full moon is just saying for the Virgo crew, you know, let go of the facade, take your mask off. You could go into the deep end. You could take your time and putting your foot into the water, whatever you take, but you have to move forward. And honestly, look for more friendships that are based in authenticity and truth, as opposed to the thing that I said some Libras do, where they morph to mesh and blend in. Virgo, that if you're doing that, that's not working for you. It's not going to fulfill you in the way that you probably are looking for the fulfillment. Practice being yourself. Practice being okay in being yourself. And if it doesn't get you in the spot of a friendship with somebody that you might admire or wish that they would, you've not really lost anything, because like vibration attracts to like vibration. And if those two vibrations are not in sync, you didn't lose. That's just not the thing or the person or the vibration for you. So step into your truth and wear your true colors. Be real, be you, embody that. Lord, like, do it. It's okay to be different. Be yourself. That is the gift that you offer to this world and to this collective consciousness. We need you to be authentically you. All right, guys, for those of you that actually sat through this entire video, or even if you skipped through to your own sign, I just wanted to tell you thank you very much for watching. I really do hope that I can get myself in the position to do more of these videos, because I really do like sharing my gift with the world. Although I've kept it under wraps for quite a few years, I am getting to a space where I'm a little bit more comfortable with sharing. And I really do hope that some of you, or all of you that, you know, your guides might have led to view this video, I hope you found it helpful. I love each and every one of you, even if that love comes across as a little bit tough sometimes. I just want to say light and love, and just enjoy the beautiful Libra full moon that we are going through right now. And remember, guys, you're going to have this for the next 2 to 3 days, depending where you are in the world right now, as the Libra full moon will, well, let me say it differently. The full moon, the energy of the full moon will still be in effect in another day or two. So light and love, and until the next video, remember to vibrate higher. Bye.